So you're running under a America First conservative.
Yeah.
So can you break that down and explain what that is?
Yeah, so in the most simplest of terms, when somebody says America First, it means putting America before every other country and before all other priorities. Because what we've seen, especially from the Democrats, is they want us to worry about illegal aliens, refugees from other countries, wars going on in other countries like in Ukraine now, where they want us to send our money there and get us involved, worrying about climate change in other countries, and not thinking about how that affects the American people and the country itself. So by putting into place policies that are better for Americans and not thinking so much about how it affects the rest of the world, that's what America First is. And to some people that sounds selfish. They say, well, you can't just worry about yourselves. But the thing is, that's how every other country operates. And if everybody does that, then that makes sense. It's just like your family. You know, I use the analogy that when you're on an airplane, they warn you that if the oxygen mask comes down and falls from the top, put on your mask before you help others, because you can't help anybody if you're passing out. You know, and that's how it is. If we're going to help other countries, we better take care of America first, because if we're struggling, we're not any use to anybody else. So I think it's important that, you know, if you're a U.S. representative for this district, then you better be worrying about your people, just like it's your own family. You know, don't bring dinner over to the neighbors if your kids are starving. You know, and it has to be. And as far as being a conservative, that means actually supporting traditional values, supporting what got us to this place to be the greatest country in the world, and trying to preserve that and actually be looking out for the future by not moving too far ahead. You know, and what's happening now is the opposite of conservative is a liberal, or what they call themselves as a progressive. And what they're doing is, in the name of progress, they're putting forward policies that really are taking us to a totally different place than where we should be, with this whole transgender thing, or you can use which bathrooms, you can play in sports, you can do that, or you can marry a horse, or you can do whatever. And they say, well, that's considered being progressive. But being a conservative is saying that stuff's pretty foolish, and we should just take care of what we got, because we actually are pretty lucky to be in this country.